So, hello all. My name is Arun Kapoor. I am in the 11th grade right now, and I'm currently based in Qatar, Doha. I attend the American School of Doha currently, and today I wanted to showcase one of my projects that I've been working on for a bit. So, I embarked upon a project in the start of 2021, documenting the various heritage sites within my hometown currently of Doha, Qatar, and its capital that symbolize its various rich historical and cultural sites, along with its fusion of technology and modernization over time. So innovative projects in Qatar, such as the Pack Up Stadium, which can be seen in some of these posters over here, and Container City, serve as various important sites to document how this nation as a whole has evolved from its more colonial past. And Souk Waqif and many more sites are all juxtaposed to capture my endeavor to identify the evolution of the various marvels of Qatar. So I've meticulously designed a catalog of culture and heritage within all of these sites to expand the knowledge of people in these rooms and many more about the country's rich past. So the initial motivation for my project was to learn about architecture and how culture, heritage, tradition, history, and a variety of more factors influence the creation of a nation's identity. I decided to introduce the aspect of modernization and how countries have developed, evolved, and innovated over time whilst maintaining their antiquity. This project was tailored to display Qatar's modern-day dynamic structures that primarily are based on technology, but have deep-rooted nuances on the various historical and heritage narratives behind them. Another crucial impetus was to highlight the creative brains that go into the creation of these various sites and build these architectural marvels to provide better lives for its citizens and many tourists that wish to explore these heritage sites. And the idea behind combining culture, heritage, technology, and history came from a perspective that when documenting the past of a nation as a whole, it's vital and important to understand how its past has been used to mold a better future. Not only is it important and vital for a community to recognize the history behind the country they live in, but also how it has been revolutionized and utilized to create one of the biggest and most successful nations in the world currently. In addition to the purpose, I find my perspective key to this project, as I have lived in international life since my childhood, from Malaysia to India and now in Qatar. I believe that my multifaceted perspective has proved highly effective in being able to add great value to this project. And I believe that as a global citizen, I can identify the reasons behind why culture has been able to progressively rise so rapidly and quickly in a variety of fields, including education, health, and specifically in this case, architecture. My project was primarily centered in Qatar, as can be seen by the video and these various pictures. And this photographic journal will be able to amplify and promote Qatar to a great degree, educating thousands of tourists and locals on the history, heritage, and culture upon the land in which they thrive. So I wanted to talk about 5 places in particular. Many more can be seen in the video, but the first one will be Souk Waqif, which is seen here. Souk Waqif is essentially one of the most famous marketplaces in Doha, and it's one of the biggest tourist hubs in general. The souk is noted for selling a variety of traditional garments, spices, handicrafts, and souvenirs, and is also home to dozens of restaurants and shisha lounges from a variety of cultures and ethnicities. The souk is also located in the district of Al Souk and Corniche, which is where most of all of these cultural sites take place and are housed. Furthermore, opposite one of the most famous streets of Souk Waqif is a striking and distinctive part of Qatari culture, which is the Spiral Mosque. And this is also a very famous historical site within Qatar. Sidra Medicine, which can be seen by this picture, is a 400-bed women and children's hospital situated in Education City, which has a variety of research centers within it, including materials such as wood, granite, and marble used to cover the corridors and the outside regions of the hospital to help create warm environment for their citizens a welcome and warm environment for their citizens. Moreover, right opposite the massive Sidra hospital is a exact replica of the old hospital that used to exist in Qatar. And this hospital actually was the first one in all of Doha. So we can see how juxtaposes between the old hospital. We can see like the lines and how the color and material used in those old hospitals are still intact. Then we have the Qatar National Library, otherwise known as QNL, which is a non-profit organization in Qatar, one of the most famous libraries in the world. And there's actually a very interesting reason behind the architecture of this. Essentially, the creator of the design, the architect, was a Harvard graduate from Sweden who wanted to amplify, I guess, the symbolic reasons behind the creation of this library. So he tried to clone, I guess, the stand upon which the Quran is read, and he tried to portray that image, that symbol, that powerful symbol, using this architectural piece. Then we have along the lines of the Corniche Bay, again, where the Souk Waqif and the Islamic Arts Museum and the Spiral Mosque is located. We have the doughboats and traditional yachts. So in addition to doughboats are a striking juxtaposition of yachts adjacent right to the bay. And the Pearl installation is located opposite the Souk Waqif and the Spiral Mosque, as well as right next to the Islamic Arts Museum, which is the most famous museum in all of Qatar. The purpose of the Pearl was to showcase the traditional and historically significant jobs that merchants had prior to modernization, which was pearl diving. One of them is made out of containers, and the goal was to like pack up the entire thing after the World Cup is over and then ship it to the next country where the World Cup will be hosted. And this was only one of the things used to promote sustainable practices. I think there's many more, as we can see even Container City. We could see those like solar panels that were installed in the fences. Yeah, so there's many, I guess, energy sources used in all of Qatar to get, yeah.
And like, if you compare the old architecture and the new model, like you told us about the hospital,
Yeah.
are there more such places that are now, like getting, moving towards like more sustainable design?
I think it would be better if I actually show you, because if you see Qatar before and now, the only major building that they had was the Sheraton.
Hello, my name is Arun Kapoor in 11th grade American School of Doha, and recently I did this project about architecture, which is a passion of mine and a field I want to explore. And recently I went to various heritage sites in Qatar, and I explored the symbolism with the rich culture and its history and its vibrant architecture and modernization with a lot of innovation and technology. So I identify the evolution and advancement of these architectural designs. For example, you can see the Sidra Hospital up there. So this Sidra Hospital, right in front of it is the old hospital that used to exist in old Qatar. So we can see a fusion between the old and new Qatar with modernization and innovation. And basically the motivation for my project was that I want to pursue a field in architecture. So I wanted to explore the various sites in Qatar and identify how culture, heritage, tradition, history, more all influence and impact the architecture that we see. So this is the videographic link to my YouTube channel, and you can see that whenever you have time. So that's my YouTube channel. Thank you. So I created this project called Qatar Beyond the Lens. So I'm in 11th grade right now at American School of Doha, and I wanted to focus on the field of architecture and exploring the various heritage sites in Qatar. So I made this videographic journal, which can be seen on my YouTube channel, and I took pictures all around Qatar exploring the connection between diversity of and heritage, culture, identity with the modernization and innovation of Qatar as a nation. So I explored all of these heritage sites. For example, the Sidra Hospital. If you look at this picture, we can see the replica of the exact same old hospital in Doha and the new one. So, for example, that was one of the places which I found most fascinating, and this was a very interesting subject of architecture which I wanted to explore. So if you want, you can take one of these and see the video. Also, you can write any feedback if you need.
Okay.
Thank you. So basically, I made a project about Qatari architecture, and I wanted to explore like old and new Qatar and how they use technology. I and modernization with their unique heritage, their unique culture. So I went around Qatar and explored the various heritage sites. So these are some of the images that I took around. And for example, my favorite place is Sidra. So you see in front of the new Sidra hospital is actually the replica of the old one that used to be in Qatar. So that's like one of the many places which I explored and talked about how there's this link between old and new Qatar and how they developed through modernization. And so I want to explore a field in architecture later. So I decided to do this project about culture, heritage, and tradition, so I can learn more about this nation as a whole, and therefore I can learn more about the subject. So I made this video. You can see the link here on the phone. And if you have any feedback or anything, you can push it.
أنا حياتي كلها تسليك.
About these various sites and their parallel between modernization, culture, religion, history, and various other factors. And basically, I created this journal to document like how through modernization it still retains its unique culture. For example, you see the Sidra Hospital up there. Yeah. So basically, in front of that is a replica of the old hospital that used to be there. So that's one of the examples of old and new Qatar being combined. And yeah, this is my videographic journal. You can take one of these if you want to see the channel.
Thank you. It's a video, yeah?
Yeah, it's a channel and it has a video. So modernization and innovation, technology, and how there's a balance between the old and new Qatar. So I made this photographic video journal, which you can see on this YouTube link actually.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And so this is an email.
Yeah, if you want any updates or anything.
Okay, so how do I do this to just the podcast?
This is actually a YouTube video.
It's a YouTube. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so you
we'll just watch it on here.
And like, if you look up, that's the Sidra Hospital, one of my favorite places. And in the front of it, that's the old hospital. And behind the
Oh, know that.
yeah, so
They
that's
kept the building.
yeah, they kept it.
Amazing.
So that's one of the places that I was looking at. Hello, my name is Arin Kapoor in 11th grade American School of Doha, and recently I did this project about architecture, which is a passion of mine and a field I want to explore. And recently I went to various heritage sites in Qatar, and I explored the symbolism with the rich culture and its history, and its vibrant architecture and modernization with a lot of innovation and technology. So I identified the evolution and advancement of this architectural designs. For example, you can see the Sidra Hospital up there. So this Sidra Hospital, right in front of it, is the old hospital that used to exist in Qatar. So we can see a fusion between the old and new Qatar with modernization and innovation. And basically the motivation for my project was that I wanted to pursue a field in architecture. So I wanted to explore various sites in Qatar and identify how culture, heritage, tradition, and history all influence and impact